Hi everyone, क्या हाल है सबके? In this video, we're going to talk about how you can leverage, micro interactions and tasteful animations and design techniques that you can use into your components or websites to make them look better and make them stand out. Here, we are going to talk about 5 such paradigms or design techniques or micro interaction patterns that you can use, help you tastefully animate better and make your website looks better than before. So let's get started. I'll quickly go to the screen. This is a project that we built in the last video in the series of Framer Motion playlist. What I want to show here is a few of the techniques, and I want to also go ahead and build it up with you as well. Looks good in dark mode, looks good in light mode. How you can leverage all of these things, I'll tell you in this video. First paradigm that I want to talk about is layout animations. I've taught a lot about layout animations in my previous videos. Here I want to talk about how you can integrate it in this specific card. If you see, if I hover over this section, this is a simple layout animation wherein the container or the layout of the container changes. It is not just that if I click on it and something appears. It is that once I hover over it, more data expands. So you might not want to overwhelm your user with all the different, for example, this is a portfolio website, right? You might not want to overwhelm them with a lot of technology stack that you have. So you might want to use icons. One such way of them getting to know about the icons is hover or click. These are the two ways they can do it on web. This is how we do it in this. That is point number one. I think I did not teach it in the last video. I might as well do it here. So I'll quickly go through the code of this. So the playground page that you see here, so this is an actual template website that we have. If you see here, I've created a playground page right here onto app and playground. And you see this has to be playground, but that is not relevant for this video. Whatever you see right here is right here in front of your screens. Now the project part is what we have here. I've got many projects. Go look at my last video and you'll know. We have a lot of projects here that we are going to render over in the project section. But in this specific video, we're going to talk about just one. So I've taken a default, and this is an initial animation that occurs. That is another point that I want to talk about. But first, let's talk about this container animation. Now, to make this animation, what I did was I gathered around 15 to 20 different icons, and I created something called as get logo for technology. And based on a mapper, for example, if it is jest, I have a jest logo. And if I print out all the stack items that I've got here, project.stack.map. So if I go to project, I have a stack here, React, Next.js, Tailwind, CSS. Eventually it gets mapped to this one. So if I go to Nuxt.js, or let's say Next or Next.js or 3.js, you see the icons come into place. What I'm pretty much doing here is once the div is hovered over or once the container is hovered over, I want to display technology. So while hover, we animate, which is on the outer container. This I've also talked about in one of my previous videos. While tap also you want to animate. So if it is on a screen device or a smaller device or a phone, it works. And basically what we are trying to do here is when we hover over it, we want to animate the width to auto from 0. Now there are other ways to perfect it, like you can calculate the width of this entire span and to animate some jittery animations, you can do it. But for this example, it works seamlessly. I didn't have to do it. So I think this is one of the animation technique or micro interaction technique that stands out, which is pretty neat in my opinion. Moving on to the other one, which is very subtle. The very next one is the intro or the exit animations that you have. Now it has to be very tasteful. It doesn't have to be really blurry. One of the websites that I love the intro animations on are on Linear. If I go to linear.app, and you see this intro animations, right? They have stagger effects. So watch it closely. Oh, super slow. Blur, fade in, blur, fade in, blur, fade in. So you can play with things like delays, durations, blurs, and the translate Y property to create such animations. In this example, we have a simpler initial Y, blur, and fade animation. For example, if I go to the project again, you'll see opacity would be 0 initially, filter would be blur 10px, and Y would be 10, meaning if I copy this exact same thing and I paste it here, you'll see it is blurred out a little bit down and opacity would be 0. Once it animates or while it is in view, it's going to animate it into this position. Now there are various ways that you can play with intro animations. The most subtle ones are the most best working and the best animations out there. So I recommend you play with opacity and transitions. Opacity, filter, Y props, or even a bit of perspective works. If you have really tasteful intro animations, your cards or your components a bit, stands out a bit. So that was the number second one. The number third that I have here is box shadows. So if you go to UI 70, and you hover down below and you go to box shadows. Now a dedicated utility for box shadows which you can directly copy paste into your projects. Now most of it is broken, which is a good signal for me to fix, but anyway, you'll find a lot of beautiful, and by the time this video is released, this box shadow would be probably fixed, but it. So yeah, there are very tasteful box shadows around in here. Now you want to play with box shadows really carefully, because you see right now it is this. So while hover, box shadow is shadow eternity, right? So let's say if on this one hover, I do shadow 2XL, which is a really blunt shadow, which is a very heavy shadow. So you see this box shadow doesn't make sense for such a lightweight card, or which is a very simple card in my opinion. A shadow which works as a border but at the bottom is very tasteful and spreads out really thin. I think that box shadow makes a lot of sense for this specific card. That is why we had this shadow eternity in place, which is nothing but a custom shadow. Now if I go to globals.css, this is what shadow eternity is. These are basically a combination of 3 to 4 box shadows which are spread evenly. So if you see, now if I hover over it, or if I have just this, for this shadow would be var shadow. Cool. This is how, by the way, you embed custom properties. So let's refresh and see. This is the shadow that you see right now. Now that is why the shadow was on hover, because you see no padding is there. But if I want to give a bit of padding, let's go back to while hover, man. Otherwise I'll have to edit a lot. So yeah, tasteful box shadows can make your cards or components stand out. That's the crux of this particular thing that I'm talking about. A box shadow which actually acts as a border, but a subtle shadow at the bottom works really good for these kinds of cards. Cool. The fourth point that I want to talk about is really neglected, but it plays a crucial role in the hierarchy of your website, which is the color choices that you have. For example, if this and this, for example, this heading and the paragraph tags are there, you want to make sure this is a darker color and this is a subtle light color, so that it follows a visual hierarchy. And this is a bit bigger than this one. This can be of the same size as well, because I've tried a lot with these font types and font sizes as well, wherein if, for example, if I show you animations.dev, if you read any of ML's blogs, the heading here is not that bigger than this text here, but the website looks extremely polished. So example, you see this is a heading and this is a paragraph text, but if you see the subheadings, they'll be of the same size of the paragraphs. So you have to follow visual hierarchy wherein you play with colors. So this is a lightly thicker color or lightly darker color, and the paragraphs is a little lighter. So that is how you follow visual hierarchy. From this card example, if you see, or if I go to a dark mode setup, this is a bit lighter, but this is a bit darker. The approaches gets reversed into a dark mode version. Here in the light mode version, you'll see it. The heading is a bit darker and the paragraph is a bit lighter, so it follows a visual hierarchy. So yeah, these were some of the points that I wanted to discuss. Now you can have tasteful hover animations to make a card. So at the end, what I'm trying to say here is you want to sweat the details as much as you can. Even if you play with enter and exit animations, and even if they are not tasteful, if you have your visual hierarchy in place, your components can still look good and usable. But if you can play with the right set of, tools at your disposal, you have the animations lined up perfectly, you have your typography in place, you have your visual hierarchy in place, and you can play with the animations tastefully, I think that is when your component really stands out. And that is when you provide taste into a website. Now you'll have to develop this taste by looking at a lot of websites and practicing a lot. This doesn't come easy. You have to acquire it over time, and it keeps on changing. For example, websites I used to build in 2020 are very bad as compared to what I and we as a team design today. But 4 or 5 years from now, whatever we are designing today will be outdated probably in 3 or 4 or 5 years. What I'm trying to say here is you have to practice a lot, and you have to, keep on iterating and keep on checking what works for you and what doesn't. So these were some of the points that I wanted to discuss. I think this would be probably a shorter video because I really wanted to talk about how I came up with this card, and also backgrounds. I really wanted to talk about backgrounds. For example, this you see right here, right? Looks a bit blunt. So what I can do here is at the bottom, I can maybe have a grid going in place. Let's try that out right now. This is while hover, right? You can call it group and call it relative, or where is it? I want to do it here. This is stack, this is group, and call it group description, and I want to say div class name number. Just want to test it out if this works. Div w full bg red 500 group hover description bg red 500 or bg blue 500. Cool. Let's see. Not on this hover. I want to do it on the all group hover only. and this has to be this, but this would work here, but not here. I don't want to make it on group description. I want to just make it on group hover. Cool. Let's see if this works. This works, right? What I want to have is, now I want to do a thing here. H full. I'll tell you what I'm doing, and I want to position it absolute. Insert would be 0, BG red 500. Cool. Should take up the entire width and height, and I don't have an overflow hidden here. Sure, rounded corners. Cool. What I want to have here is, I want to play with the opacity on group hover. So opacity would be 0, and group hover opacity would be 100. Let's see. Cool. Group hover opacity not working. Why? So yeah. And I want to do a transition. All duration 300 is not working. Why? Not here. Now don't want to have transition on, by the way. Transition opacity duration, let's say 200. Let's see, it's working. So what I want to have here is, I want to have a grid background, let's say. Cool. And that grid background appears only at the bottom right of the container. So I want to tell you about how you can play with backgrounds as well to add a little depth to your designs, because backgrounds have to be really subtle. And once you play with the backgrounds right, I think you can make your components and cards and anything in general stand out, or your landing pages. So you have to be very particular about the backgrounds that you use. So I really want to have for example, I'll right now remove this so that I can style it. So this is red. Cool. And I want to have a mask image, like repeating linear gradient, right? I'm forgetting how I did it, man. ui.eternity.com. Do I have backgrounds? Grid and dot backgrounds. Cool. So I have this grid background, right? Or I have a dot background. I want to use a smaller grid background, and the code for this is this, right? Cool. I'll just copy paste it maybe here only. Let's say I should have, see, that's the usage of eternity, if you ask me. So I want to show it only on hover, and I also don't want to show it entirely. So what I'm going to do is, I also want to have that grid and dot background. I want to have that subtle circular gradient going on, and I have it over here. Cool. But I want to have it onto this mask image. Probably I can take it this, inject it here. The work is wrong. Okay, maybe this doesn't work, but that will do. Probably inside of our, I want to do it absolute. Insert 0, H full, W full, BG red 500 for now, and I have this grid and dot background. Let's see if we see it. We see it. And I also want to have this. Now we have this, and I don't want to center at 50%, let's say. Oh, that's bad. Ellipse at center. I want to be circle at bottom right. Let's see if that works. Yeah. Black would be at 20%. Let's see how harsh it becomes, man. Or maybe at 40%, 50% transparent. Cool. Let's try it out with this, and not instead of BG red 500. Let's remove this. And okay, I don't want this to happen. I want to position the image here, and I want to opacity 0, transition opacity duration 200, group hover opacity 100. So see what I'm talking about? Still a bit harsh. I want to do a bit of things though. Is at 20, so that things are at the top. Cool. This works. So you see the background that you see now appears still a bit harsh. I want to make it a bit subtle and not have these colors in place. I really want to have, or let's see if, okay, and this, this right, yeah. It's still a bit harsh. Neutral 100. Yeah, a bit tasteful. And at the end, now you see a bit of squarish, or you can have dots, or you can have whatever. Circle it, or even you can have it at bottom center. At bottom center, if you want it more evenly. So you see, dark में थोड़ा dark दिखेगा, but इसके लिए we can have dark में instead of neutral, it can be neutral 800. Cool. Now you see a little subtle glow at the background, and you have a gray at the back. Adds a bit of depth to it, and gives straight up, tells me that you have put in efforts and time into this. So yeah, this is how you do things. I mean, backgrounds, box shadows, layout animations, container animations, tasteful entry and exit animations. I think if you have all of these in place, I think you can make your boring looking things a bit interesting. But then again, it comes with a lot of practice. And if you can practice it more often, more daily, I mean, on a daily basis, I think you will be in a better position to, ship out more and build quality things at the end of the day. So if you like this video, do like this video and subscribe to the channel, and do comment what do you want me to talk about next, and I'll see you in the next one. Tab tak ke liye, enjoy your day, have fun, create a lot of components, and I'll see you in the next one.